What, buddy? Where are we, Sam?
Waffle House.
Waffle House? Miss, where are we?
Let's say Waffle House.
Do you know what state we're in, Sam?
Alabama.
Yeah, that's right. Can't see it, sweetie. Dinosaur? Some pieces. Sam, what did you get to eat?
I got bacon and hash browns and waffles.
You didn't get waffle.
Oh yeah.
You just got hash browns.
Hash
You
browns?
got your hash browns plain, right?
Yeah.
You know Daddy got his hash browns?
Ow.
Scattered, smothered, covered in chocolate.
Yeah, hold it back.
So, just gonna record a little bit of a video today. It's been a busy last, I don't know, week and a half or so. I just got home a little bit before lunch today. We drove out to Texas, San Antonio, to that's where my mother-in-law lives, and then me and Taylor left the kids with my mother-in-law and her husband, and Taylor and I flew to Denver. Went to a show at Red Rocks. Spent like 3 nights in Denver before heading back to San Antonio and then driving back here. So it was a long trip. The kids did better than we thought they would on the way out there. And we didn't, no devices. That's neither here or there. Parents know what I'm talking about. Somehow we survived without any tablets in the car. I'm pretty amazed by. Now the ride back was fucking awful. So anyway, before we went on that trip, Bill from the Vinylverse came into town. So I met up with him and Dave for a quick record jaunt. I didn't get anything used or really, try to find anything too much. I had some new releases that I wanted to get. But Bill was very nice to greet me with this. Kick Out the Jams by the MC5, which I have had a censored copy of this. It was like a 69 press, but it was censored. I haven't looked up the exact pressing of this. It's 69 or 70 by the look of it, and it's uncensored. It was really nice of him to give this to me. It is slightly warped. I can't remember, there might have been another issue with it, but he said it should play through. Yes, that was really nice of Bill. Thank you, Bill, very much. I'm gonna test it out here in a little bit now that I'm home. Now, I haven't been able to listen to these records because we've been gone. But I met Bill at Lunchbox, and I picked up the new Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever, Endless Rooms. It's the loser edition on Sub Pop. I have streamed this a lot, and I like it a lot more than their last one. But yeah, it's another fantastic effort by these guys. Jangle Pop, guitar extravaganza. I don't know. I also picked up the new Andrew Bird record, Inside Problems. So Andrew Bird is one of the artists that we saw at Red Rocks. He and Iron and Wine are on a tour called the Outside Problems Tour. And Neko Case joined them for the gig at Red Rocks. So those are three artists that my wife and I have had in common since we met. Three of our favorite artists that we both, share a lot of love for. So that was really why we did it. That's why we went out there. But yeah, this is a really good record. Again, I've streamed it, have not spun it. This is a really good album. And I'll talk a bit about it in more depth at some point, I think. And then last but not least, we went over to Premium Sound, and all I picked up there was this My Favorite Things reissue, which everybody else in the vinyl community has already acquired. So I finally got my hands on it. I've had My Favorite Things on CD for years. It was one of the first, at least one of the first 10 jazz albums that I ever listened to. Yeah, so that's what I picked up while Bill was in town. Yeah, and then we went on our trip.
When our hearts are strong enough, we can bow, 'cause our music's warmer than blood. Where we see enough to follow, we can hear when we are hollow. Where we keep the light we're given, we can lose and call it living. Where the sun isn't only sinking fast, every night knows how long it's supposed to last. Where the time of our lives is all we have, and we get a chance to say before we ease away, for all the love you left behind, you can have mine. To betray, where our water isn't hidden, we can burn and be forgiven. Where our hands hurt from healing, we can laugh without a reason. 'Cause the sun isn't only sinking fast, every moon in our bodies makes shining glass. Where the time of our lives is all we have, and we get a chance to say before we ease away, for all the love you left behind, you can have mine.
Did not hit record stores on the, I'm on vacation with my family. We're on the road. We're just I'm not doing that. Thought about it while I was in San Antonio, but it just didn't work out. The in-laws had plans for us, and we went down the river walk. It was beautiful. San Antonio was an interesting city. I've been to Dallas Fort Worth before, a couple times. I've been to Austin once, many years ago, for about 4 or 5 nights. So I've experienced Austin. And San Antonio was different. The city of inclusion is what they call it. It's an interesting name for a city in the state of Texas. But you know, I don't know. I'm not gonna judge. Seemed like a nice place to live, I guess, if you have to live in Texas.
John saw that number way in the middle of the air, crying, "Holy, holy to the Lord." Oh, John the Baptist, oh, John divine, frogs and snakes gonna get John this time. God told the angel, go see about John. So he flew from the pit with the moon round his waist, gathered wind in his fists, and the stars round his wrist, crying, "Holy, holy to the Lord."
So then my wife and I flew up to Denver. We stayed at a hotel in Golden. At least Golden, Colorado was the address, but it was really even on the outskirts of Golden. It was more like West Denver. And it was a nice hotel. We had a lovely stay there. Went into downtown Golden one night for dinner. Would have loved to have spent more time down there. We walked around downtown Denver twice. We did basically like the center of Denver. There's Larimer Street. It's very kind of like typical, you know, Union Station wasn't far away. It's just kind of your typical kind of downtown area. We went over to Rhino, which is the North River Arts District. That was a cool part of town. The problem with Denver is everything is so fucking spread out. So if you're gonna walk, which we were doing, we were Ubering and walking, because I didn't want to rent a car and deal with trying to figure out where to park and all that shit. So in a city that I've never been in. So we did the Uber walking thing. And if you're gonna do that, you're gonna walk, man. Like, you're gonna put some walking in. And there's gonna be like some dead spots between little sections where there are cool things, even in the arts district, where there is a lot of stuff. It's just all so spread out from each other. you can get that shirt.
You're through with pacifiers. You're through with pacifiers now. You're through with pacifiers now. You're through with pacifiers. Here we go, mistaking clouds for mountains. Oh. Here's a thing that brings the sparrows to the fountain top. Here's a thing that makes you run for the highlands up. Here we go, mistaking clouds for mountains up. Autonomy.
We did go over to Capitol Hill, and they have the Tattered Cover bookstores there in the Denver area, and there's one over in Capitol Hill, which was pretty cool, and there was a record store by it called Twist and Shout, so I decided to hit that one up. The other Denver record store that a lot of people talked about was Wax Trax. I probably was near it at some point, but again, Ubering and walking around, it wasn't necessarily going to be easy to do. So the Twist and Shout thing worked out, and I'm glad I went there. It was a huge store. It had maybe even more CDs than it did vinyl, which is rare these days. At least in record stores that I go in. But it had plenty of vinyl too, spread out over 2 rooms. The new jazz used arrivals, like the new arrivals of the used jazz stuff, was chock full of excellent shit. And it sucked because I just didn't have that budgeted in our trip to really get a lot. I did go to the counter and ask one of the guys like where like the avant-garde section was, or thinking that maybe there was like a kraut section and some more like experimental stuff or ambient, but he said that they didn't have that. It was just all mixed in with either rock or jazz or possibly classical. And I didn't have the 3 or 4 hours that I would have liked to have gone through the whole place. With Taylor there with me, I'm not going to make her wait that long. I mean, she's fine going into a record store with me, but not for that fucking long. So what else you find? Don Johnson, yeah. Walter Brennan. John Wayne. Why I love her. At least he called her her, right? I picked up really quick. I finally got a copy of Sweet Exorcist by Curtis Mayfield. This is one of 2 of his 70s albums that I consider must-owns, that I just have still not had in my collection, even though I'm familiar with them because I've streamed them, because I'm a big Curtis Mayfield fan. But so stoked to get this. The jacket's kind of, you see a lot of ring wear on there, and there's like kind of some heavy creasing here, but the record is in really good shape, and once I clean it up, it'll be fine. Yeah, a 1974 press. And out of all of that jazz, and I picked up a couple of more, but then I put them back. The thing is that a lot of those jazz records were 60 plus. Good deals on some of them, dollar wise. Again, I just wasn't prepared budget wise for that. So it was a little painful flipping through all those records and seeing them and not being able to get some of the ones that I wanted to get. I was even more restrained than I thought I would be, and I only grabbed one. And I grabbed it because I don't have anything on the Steeplechase label. So I got Flight to Denmark by Duke Jordan, and it's a I don't think this particular label is the first press, but it's still an early 74. The jacket's a little, well, one, it's flimsy because it's European record. So there's some, creasing and stuff in it. But, for $40, seemed about the right price. The vinyl's in great shape. If I was there just to shop for records, I could have walked out of that place with 15 records, easy. It was a great store. So if you're ever in Denver, check out Twist and Shout Records.
Here we go, mistaking clouds for mountains. Here's the thing that brings the sparrows to the fountains. Here's the thing that makes you run for the highlands. Here we go, mistaking clouds for mountains. Autonomy.
Call them killer whales. You seem surprised when it pinned you down at the bottom of the tank where you can't turn around. Took half your leg and both your lungs. When I craved, I ate hogs and sharks. I'm going nowhere. I'm a man eater. Still, you're surprised.
I found you jealous, we better lost you. Big running in the streets like feral cats would be hot to Miss Tiffany and raise a paw. Tell us what you think you saw, what you scowling faces, all those photographs, all those open down cases, make them take a bow. About some smiling faces, wanna show us how. Never mind the here and hereafter. To cross the river, you know, you gotta take her out there. I didn't know that your love was a commodity. Oh, what about appreciation, you know, for instance? Well, Andrew, that depends on your depth and your density. Oh, what about inflation? That's what I want to know. Your charts and graphs, they don't mean nothing to me. The nation with its worthless currency. Flies in the kitchen, I can hear them buzzing. I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. What the hell kind of person goes to work in the morning, comes home in the evening with nothing to say? Make me an angel.
If you're a live music fan and you have never been to Red Rocks and you love going to concerts and you have the means at all to do it, go to fucking Red Rocks Amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado. I've been wanting to go there since I was a teenager. It's been a bucket list item for me. Finally was able to do it. Didn't even think it would be under these circumstances that this would be my first trip there. It was simply breathtaking. It's still even a little surreal to me that we were able to pull it off. And I'm glad I was there with my wife. I'm glad that was my first experience there with her. It was amazing. It was a spiritual experience, seriously. And I'll never take it for granted. We're going to go back. You know, kids get a little bit older, a few more years down the line, we'll just go back out there, pick a show and go, and probably spend more time on the outskirts of town, not really go downtown at all, and just kind of stay out in that area, that western side of Denver, because I'd love to do some of the hiking and stuff that we weren't able to do. But it was an amazing trip, an absolutely amazing trip. Anyway, that'll do it. I hope everybody's doing all right, and try and be kind to each other. We're at the mercy of people that are in power. And that is, we're at the mercy of people that are in power as long as we allow it. But there is a lot of it that we just can't control. So remember that as you interact with people that might not agree with you on everything. We have to kind of figure out a way to coexist. Even if we're heading towards some path where we're all going to be living in 50 individualized states. I don't know. I don't see where else this ends. It's going to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. So, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I just hope everybody takes care of themselves and those that they love around them, and we'll see you in another video where I talk about shit that doesn't matter. All right, bye.
Digital gramophone makes no sense.